Yo, Matt, what's up, dude? What is happening, my guy, Matt? All right. All the technologies, all the things seem to be working well. Matt, what city you in, dude? What is up? Hope you're having a good day, Matt. Welcome, everybody. Matt is the first one here. He's in Vegas. How long have you been investing, dude? Are you actively flipping homes, wholesaling? Milwaukee's in the house. What is up, Milwaukee? I love that. And guys, the tool I use, StreamYard, for some reason doesn't always catch everyone's name. So when you are jumping on, make sure you tell me the name, your name, the market you're in, and where you're at, your experience level in this investing game. So Matt Smith is out of Vegas. Let me know your investing level here. Milwaukee, for whatever reason, I cannot see your name there. So let me know who you are. Matt Smith is away doing 2 flips at the moment. I love that, Matt. Yeah, Vegas is a great market. My buddy, and you probably know him, Ryan, is absolutely murdering it out there. A couple of my ex-students, the Bokel brothers, are doing incredible out there. Ex-student Nick is doing incredible in Vegas. So great market, dude. I'm sure you're doing awesome. If you ever want to have a one-on-one chat kind of offline about how I can help you maybe even do more than you're currently doing, let me know. Happy to help, bro. All right, everybody, welcome in to today's training. As you jump in the comments below, let me know your name, what market you are in, and your experience level. Newbie, doing deals actively, I'm crushing it, I've been doing deals 10 years, 10 deals a month, etc. So that is awesome. Don Costa is an awesome dude. Glad to hear that you have some advisement there, Matt. Good stuff. Cal from Milwaukee, still a rookie, getting to learn my market. Awesome. Milwaukee's a great market. I'm actually in Milwaukee as well. Great market, and congratulations on your huge win. That is incredible. All right, guys. So here is what we're going to do. So this training is all about comping properties, understanding how to analyze properties and comp properties so that you actually can look at multiple properties every single day and spend most of your time comping properties so that you can make the right offer. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use my properties as examples. I want to use yours. So everyone on here right now, if you have properties that you want me to comp for you, let's do it. Let me know the address, put it right in the comment thread, and I will start comping that property for you. I'll give you a breakdown of what I believe ARV to be, what I believe as is value to be, and where your budget likely would come into play. And then, where you should probably put in an offer. So that's what we're going to do today. So if you have any and all properties that you want me to comp, put them in the comments below. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to look through your list of properties that you're analyzing and comping. Matt Smith is already on the ball. I love that, dude. Matt says, dang, 10 deals a month is a lot. How much profit per deal? We're averaging, it depends on market, but overall our business is averaging roughly $9,000 per deal. And we're getting closer to about 20 deals a month. So that's our business model. We're in 7 different states. We're averaging roughly $9,000 a deal, and we're getting close to averaging 20 deals a month. David got an address out of David. That is awesome. Matt, that is awesome. So let's start with David Hagley. David, what market are you in? And then we'll go from there. But David, I'm going to rock with you. I'm going to share my screen. Just so you guys know, I use PropStream for all my comping. If you have not yet downloaded PropStream got a PropStream account, go to tsofdata.com. TSOF, see it right there. Data.com and put in promo code TSOF. They will give you a free account for 7 days, and you can download 10,000 person list for absolutely free. Again, tsofdata.com. That's where we will be comping today. So let's start with our boy David Hagley's address. Let's see here. All right. 8437 East 34th Street. So I need to share my screen for you guys. All right. So what was it again? 8437 East 34th Street. 8437 East 34th Street. All right. So that didn't come up. Did I write that wrong? 8437 East 34th Street, 46226. What state is that in? David. Indianapolis. All right. Let's go. All right. This is awesome. 8437 East 34th Street. So PropStream, for whatever reason, is not coming up with this property. This is fun. At the right address? David, very rarely, if ever, am I not able to pull up the right address. So it's 8427. There we go. That makes sense. 8427. Indianapolis. Right on. All right. So in PropStream, the first thing you want to be able to do is obviously kind of just take a look. In general, you can back out a little bit, but obviously I don't want to be crossing over any major roads, right? So definitely don't want to cross a freeway. Don't necessarily want to cross 38th Street. Don't necessarily want to cross North Post Street. And ideally, I stay really relatively in the same subdivision. So this is essentially one big subdivision, right? And so ideally, I want to be able to kind of stay within this subdivision. There's plenty of homes, and I want to be able to stay within it. So I hit details, brings up the details of the home. And in terms of value, it's not 100% accurate every single time, but it's a good premise of where we're at. So let's call it between 90 and 115. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 2,000 square foot home. Okay. So there's a bunch of different stuff you could do here, but for this training, we are comping properties. So I'm going to hit comparable. And it automatically comes up with MLS. You can also do, off market, or you could do both, but it runs it out of a year. Now that's a long time, right? A year ago, prices were a whole lot different. So I tend to change that as long as there's a decent amount of sold properties, right? And so there is, right? You have all these sold properties here. And so because of that, I will probably shorten that date into roughly 3 months, right? And then I want to go here. So I'm going to shorten the sold date to 3 months. So in the last 3 months, 4 months, consider it, there has been 4 properties that have sold on the MLS, all within this same subdivision. I don't want to go over 38th. Going across this little, what looks like a park, I'm open to it, but I really want to see what 1 and 3 are first, because I like that it's all kind of within this centralized location. So 1, I want to see the condition. Okay, a remodel, right? Typical gray paint, probably, yep. This is a full-blown remodel. So out of the gates, now this is 1,600 square feet, so it's not quite apples to apples in the sense of 2,000 square feet versus 16 square feet, but you can see that it sold for $140,000. So you're likely going to be right in this range anyways. This example is the largest home out of the 4 that were sold. But as you can see, essentially, like, I don't have pictures for this, but I would guess this is also a remodel. This will probably be a whole lot more like an as-is older home. Yeah, as-is older home, needs updating. And so this is $75,000 is what this sold for. And this is $100,000. I don't have pictures for this, but this could be some level of in between a remodel and a as-is home. So we have to make a best guess. But out of the gates, as a moment in time, immediately, because number 1 is really kind of the best comp anyways, I would say right away I could put ARV at 140 to 150. Reason being I'm going all the way up to 150 is A, the market is appreciating. People will pay top dollar. There's not much active. 2, you have a real sold comp, which is number 2 for 144. Now, when I say there's not much active, let's dissect that. The next step I'm going to go do is I'm going to go see what has been active on the MLS, if anything. And you have nothing active on the MLS. So right away, I immediately say, I could sell this home after repair value for 140 up to 150 because there's not a person that can find a single property on the MLS in this neighborhood. So again, I keep the distance at half a mile. I don't necessarily want to go out any further than that. This is a perfect starter property for comping, right? I'm even going to see if there's any contingent or pending. There's one pending at 120. There's no pictures. There's another pending at 150. That's awesome. We're 7. Okay, 7's over here. So I want to see 150. Pictures coming soon. Darn it. I'm guessing this is a full-blown remodel. It's a 5-bed. This might be, and it's better in your square feet. So as I said, out of the gates, I think 140 to 150, I would probably even immediately try to sell this property at 150 as ARV. That's where I would go out of the gates. So here you have it. Now you also have a great comp as is, which is 75,000. So this is a great starter property to analyze because you can figure out, like, someone will buy a property for 75,000 in as is condition. Now, here is the takeaway that us investors need to understand. You need to get pictures. You need to walk the home to some level because you don't know the condition of this home. So right now I'm looking at this saying, I don't know the condition of this home. So how am I going to do this? So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say 150 times 0.8 equals 120. Really want to do that. Equals 120. And then, so this is the formula, right? 80% of ARV. Well, and this is not the right number. 150 is this times 0.8 is 120 minus rehab. This is where a lot of people get confused. Well, your rehab ultimately, and I want to make sure I'm showing my whole screen here real quick. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see my whole screen. Are you guys seeing the calculator, or were you seeing the calculator? Write something in the comments below as long as you were seeing the calculator. Yes, no, maybe seeing the calculator. Just throw something in the comments. Yo. No. All right, I'm going to stop screen share. I'm going to screen share again. Share screen, whole screen. Boom. Okay, so I'm over here on the calculator. So I started with 150 ARV times 80% is my rule of thumb. That is my starting because how hot the market is. I'm at 120. Depending upon the condition of the home, something like this, I like to use some Bubba math. At this price point, I would say a good number would be about $30 a square foot to do a full-blown remodel. Full-blown, right? This home may or may not need a full-blown remodel, but let's just say it does. Then I'm going to go times this 120, and it's a 2,000 square foot home times $30. I can tell you right now, it's going to be $60,000 of remodel minus $60,000 of remodel. And then I'm going to try to make 10 grand minus 10 grand. That's my wholesale fee. So my number is $50,000. Now, let me press pause for you. This is a great number if you are going to wholesale this over to a flipper. This property could be a good rental, in which case you may not do as extensive as a rehab. So maybe your rehab goes to 30,000, not 60,000. And you might be selling it to a rental landlord like myself. I pay pretty top dollar for rentals because it's just ROI. So I really want you to understand a couple things. You're not always going to be selling to a flipper. So that 80% of ARV may not always be the right number, and remodeling $30 a square foot for the whole home may not be the case either, because you might not be doing the whole home. You may not be removing the whole kitchen and putting in a brand new kitchen. So it's always dependent upon the deal. I would say your offer is going to be anywhere from $50,000 in case you're going to wholesale it to a flipper, all the way over to maybe even 70,000, right? Because they're only going to put $20,000 or $30,000 into the remodel. So I would tell you, this is a great example of a property to analyze. Why don't we jump into the next property that we have, which was given by my man, Matt Smith. Where'd it go? All right, Matt Smith, 304 West 3rd, McCook. .304 West 3rd. See if it populates. Here we go. Boom. So I'm going to do the same thing. Kind of want to take a quick little view out. Just want to see, I want to stay obviously within this area. Don't want to cross any major roads. And then I'm going to view a little further in because you can see there's a pretty major road. Like I want to stay within all of this, right? This is an interesting area. You have a lot of condos, you have some houses. So this could get a little bit more unique. All right, so I'm going to go over to comping properties. All right, so I want to go to MLS. What has been sold within a half a mile over the last year? There's quite literally been nothing sold in the last year in a half a mile. Interesting. Okay, so what that tells me will be there's nothing available. So if you can bring something to market, likely there will be something available, right? So let's see what's active in a half a mile. Nothing. Contingent. Pending. Nothing. And we're not in Texas, are we? Okay, New England. So there's like, what I want to do then is let's open this up to a mile. How does that change everything? I feel like something's up here. I'm not that familiar with New England, but I'll tell you, for nothing to be active, contingent, pending, or sold in a mile seems very odd. So I don't know the answer to that as a moment in time. And some of this goes to, Matt Smith. I would ask you, or it's not New England, but Nebraska. Like, is this like a non-disclosure scenario? Like, it seems very odd. Nothing would be, nothing at all would be available, right? So Matt Smith, maybe you want to chime back in. Maybe we take another one. I see Barbara posted one that we can maybe run through. 2401 Berry Court. 241 Berry Court. 2401 Berry Court. Waukegan, Illinois. So again, want to stay, I don't want to cross these major roads. I'm going to go look at detail. 197, 156 to 197, 3-bedroom, 1,500 square feet. Love it. Let's go in here. All right, here we go. So again, Matt Smith, not certain why absolutely nothing came up on your property, but could be challenged. I don't know why Nebraska would have that to be the case. So let's just jump into this. You have all these solds, right? So I want to make sure I'm in like a good ballpark here. So I really like 1, 2, and 3, right in the same subdivision. 1, 2, and 3, 210, 170, 158. So let's see what 210 looks like. Nice, clean home. I wouldn't say that that's a remodel. It's just a very nice, clean home. Clean home. Definitely would need a full-blown remodel to be updated. I mean, brown tile on the walls in the bathroom. Again, clean. Great little rental property. So that sold for, and by the way, that sold, let's go back and change these dates. Let's go for the last 3 to 4 months. Here we go. All right. So I want to see. So I'm over here. So number 1 is over here. Number 2 is over here. Glenflora Ave may be a pretty big road, but I'd still want to see why this sold for $200,000. And it looks like they did a general remodel of sorts. Nothing crazy, but they've put some tile things on, new flooring, no new windows. So again, terrible pictures. This is wild. They've tiled the ceiling, interestingly enough. So I wouldn't even call this a beautiful remodel. And these are all that is sold in the half-mile distance. And I want to stay within the half-mile distance. So now let's see what is active. Let's see. This is a duplex, by the way. So I wouldn't even count that because ours is a single family. And there's one active at 195. Let's see what's going on with this one. Again, no images. So I would go to say, because these are duplexes for 200 and there's one active for 4 days at 195, I would actually try to go figure out how to see this property. But you can make an argument that, 200 would be probably the right MLS number, right? And then again, if you just do the math at 200, again, depending upon the condition, you want to be able to see the property, get pictures of the property, and then run it off like a 200 number. And then that would be your ARV, right? So you go in here. And so I just want to start all over. 200 times 80%, 160 minus a rehab, right? So $30 a square foot is about what I gauge on something like this. Our properties are how big? 1,500. So 45,000 minus 45,000 equals 115. And then if I want to make 10 grand, then my offer would be 105. My offer is 105. If you are going to sell this to a rehab flipper, what I want everyone to be aware of, not every property is going to be an ideal rehab flip property. This also could be a great rental. I don't have any pictures to go off of. I'm just taking the address and saying, okay, I'm probably between 105 and 115 is probably where I'm going to budget an offer for this. Let's figure out what the sellers actually want. So that would be that deal. David, we did discuss that one. Facebook user, again, no name. That's okay. Put your name in here. 306 North 18th Street. 18th Street. What city was that in? Missouri. St. Joe, Missouri. There we go. I'll back out real quick. Remember, I love this. All these neighborhoods, perfect little neighborhood. This is exactly where I want to see these comps. So I want to go back into comping. So I want to see what's sold on the MLS in the last 4 months because the market has been going crazy. All right. So we have number 1 is so close. I love number 1. So what's number 1? 80,000. Took 242 days. I'm guessing Of course, we're not going to have any interior pictures. So I'm guessing it is as is, probably needed a decent amount inside. It's a triplex. You have 2435, right? So again, this is going to be something that you only really want single family homes. So I want residential and I want single family homes. No duplex, triplex, or otherwise. So out of the gates, I'm looking at these low numbers saying, okay, we're probably going to be in a lower price point, right? You got 24 and 35,000. Totally original, as is, needs a full remodel. So that is your as is number, 24,000. What does 115 get us these days? I mean, very unique. I would tell you that. I wouldn't consider this a full-blown nice remodel, although they have done the floors, but it is a very unique home. So that could be a little bit interesting there. But what does this get us? Remodel, right? Not even a full-blown remodel. They kept the cabinet, so it's like almost a wholesale. They painted and carpeted, right? They didn't even change the lights up here. So 115, if you came in here and did a whole remodel, you might be able to sell for 120, 125. Why is that? Justin, I don't see any comps here. Well, because the market's appreciating and there's nothing else available for them. And let's go into active to buy at that price point. Let's see what actives there are. 106. Number 174. Let's see what that looks like. That's really close. And of course, no pictures. 106. Right? Clean, no remodel, painted. So if you're going to go in, do a full-blown remodel, so you're kind of clean, lipstick on a pig, some paint, some carpet, you can get between 106 and 115. So call it 110, average those out. And then everything else is really low down here. So what does 75 grand get you? Nice little flooring and paint. And then some new shaker cabinets. I mean, again, they didn't put down walls. They painted everything. They put probably even some paint over old cabinets and they formica the counter. So, depending upon where you would try to exit, I would try to go exit closer to the 115. And then you can run your math backwards. Again, as a flip, you go 80% minus your remodel and then minus your wholesale fee. So what is 80% of 115? $92. Let's see if it just calculates everything. Minus, I don't know, 25,000. Brings you down to 67. If you want to make 10 grand, you're going to be at 57. Be at 57. If you believe you can do lipstick on a pig, right? Throw some paint on there, throw some carpet on there, clean it up, turn it around. If the remodel is higher, you need to adjust. So right now, anything at the $200,000 or less price point, I would estimate for you roughly $30 a square foot for a full-blown rehab. If you can get away with less than that, then I would tell you, get away with less than that. Rachel, what is up? What is up? All right, let's use this as the last one to wrap it up. 640 Spring Lake Drive, Earlysville. Spring Lake Drive. See if it brings up Earlysville. Let's make sure 640 Spring Lake Drive, Earlysville. This could be too small of a town, my girl Rachel. 640 Spring Lake Drive, Earlysville. I'm not sure what to say. It doesn't bring up any data. Maybe the address is not correct. Let me know. Jeff Rappaport is on the line. What's up, brother? Ooh, let's run with Matt's. I love Las Vegas. Orange Avenue, 1103 Orange Avenue. One 11003 Orange Avenue, Las Vegas. Boom. All right. Very similar to Phoenix, just a bunch of properties right in here. So that's where I'm going to be focusing. I'm going to go over to comps. Oh, it could be on the MLS. Could be on the MLS. Listing date 7/13. So out of the gates, I don't love that it's on the MLS. Just letting you know. Doesn't mean it's not a deal. Just I don't love that it's on the MLS. Active for 10 days. Don't want to go back 3 or 4 months. Solds. Here we go. All right. Now, I definitely don't want to cross this line because more often than not, it can change values pretty quickly when you cross a big intersection like this 95, right? So I want to be looking at 4, 8, and 11. That's essentially the ones I want to look at. 4 is 1,400, probably for rent. That doesn't really count. 8, 1,800, and 11. No pictures. Okay, so here poses the challenge. Well, fine. I will jump across and look at 1. A lot of these are for rent. Like people are buying it for 1,300. That's interesting. Something's interesting going on there. Let's see what the 280 brings us at 3. Nice home. Very clean. Not even fully remodeled at all. So you're right there. Now, again, my challenge here is this a style of home that is also over here? And I don't know that right now because I don't have any way to judge this. But what I'll tell you is just based out of common sense. You have 245, 280, 260, 275, 294, 262. So I would tell you that at very minimum, you should be thinking 250, 60, 70 would be some level of a nice, clean home, right? What does 294 look like? Boom. Remodel. Perfect. 294 is your ARV. This is not an ideal practice or example only because I don't love jumping across these roads. And in fact, I don't even see where 9 is. Nine's way over here, right? So I don't love that, but I have some level of understanding that you can get somewhere north of 300,000 within a half mile. I like being within a half mile for this very reason. What happened here? Can't pull up the pictures. There we go. Again, 264, unique, not remodeled. I mean, you could probably make an argument that ARV is going to be that 300 number, right? Again, some things I'm just assuming based around the comps, but I would immediately go to 300. And then there's nothing really showing as is. All these random 1350s and 1495, somehow they're lumping in rentals. But I am interested to see what is selling. One is pending. One is active at 314. So boom, let's do a little deeper dive in here. So what is this? 314 is 11 on the other side of the track somewhere, of course. So that's a hard ball. Like I don't love going over here. If I have to, I have to. What about 16? 330. 16's in the area I like. I like that. 350 for 15. 15's also in the area I like. So you're looking at, mid 3s for remodels. Pool, mid 3. That just set the new tone for this comp. It's over in this area. I'd say mid 3s for a full-blown remodel. And you can get all these are rents, all these small ones. So I would tell you, again, using the formula, let's just say yours doesn't have a pool. So let's chime this into, I don't know, 315, not 350. 80%. How big's the house? Let's call it 2,000 square feet. So you're at $60,000 minus 60K. You're at 192 and you want to make 10 grand. So you're at 182. 182 would be your offer number if you can show ARV to be 315. All right. So that is all the time I have for this training. This is really important that you go back and rewatch this. For those of you that are my students in my coaching program, we will have this available for you guys, ASAP, because this is how you comp. That's how quick and easy it is. And then you can justify it based around your negotiations with the seller. And when you are building your buyers list, having conversations with the buyers about what they're looking to pay in those areas. Much of that is revolving around how much it costs to remodel it. Again, if the property is under the $200,000 price point, I estimate, very Bubba math, $30,000 a square foot for a full-blown remodel. If it just needs paint and carpet, obviously the best suggestion is understand the cost of retail paint, understand the cost of retail carpet, and then do your very best to estimate how much that would be. Paint usually is going for about $2 a square foot. Carpet can go $3 to $7 a square foot. Prices have been going crazy recently. So just make your best guess there. This is the comps about training. Hopefully this finds you well. If you are interested in me coaching you, then throw a comment in below and say I'm interested. We can, some of my top advisors will reach out to you, talk to you about what that looks like so we can have more coaching calls. But beyond that, guys, and I just dropped my podcast. We are dropping podcasts every week now. Go back to podcast app, iTunes or Spotify, and check out the Science of Flipping podcast. We are rolling. We are back live, heavy in the paint on the podcast. And I'll talk to you guys on the next live. Peace.